WikiLeaks will be making weekly publications that could potentially influence the U.S. presidential election, and that's according to the group's frontman, Julian Assange. And he was addressing a media conference in Berlin on the 10th anniversary of the whistleblowing platform. RT's Lisa Phelan has more.
That was what everybody was anticipating, that there would be this announcement by the WikiLeaks boss, Julian Assange, with revelations that were rumored to be damaging to Hillary Clinton's election campaign. Nothing specific so far, but he did say that between now and November the 8th, WikiLeaks would be releasing a series of documents.
We have on schedule, and it's a very hard schedule, all the US election-related documents to come out before November 8th.
I'm joined now by WikiLeaks journalist Sarah Harrison. Just how damaging can we expect these documents that are due to be released to be for Hillary Clinton or other US presidential candidates?
There are definitely a number of interesting revelations in it that will be coming out. And yes, we very much believe our work is about informing the public and ensuring that they have access to that information so they can understand the world around them, and that of course includes their leaders. And being able to elect a leader fully understanding how they operate is, we believe, very important. Ever since I joined in 2010, we have been subject to surveillance. It has heightened as time has gone on, and Julian is in a very difficult situation where he's in a very small place in one building that is surrounded by surveillance, some overt, some covert. It is a struggle, and we are a media organisation just like any other, and we should have the protections they are afforded as well.
October the 4th marks exactly 10 years since WikiLeaks began revealing to the world the murky truth about governments and corporations. Now, if it wasn't for WikiLeaks, the world may have never known the true extent of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The drafts of controversial trade agreements might have remained secret, and Germany would still be unaware that its ally, America, was tapping Chancellor Merkel's calls. And here's a closer look at the site's most famous leaks.
Although WikiLeaks was launched in 2006, it made global headlines 3 years later when it published these so-called Iraq war logs. A year later, it unveiled a classified US military video showing the indiscriminate killing of unarmed civilians in Iraq, including 2 journalists.
Light them all up.
2 traffic, 260s.
Come on, fire. Okay, I got him. I put 2 rounds in here, and you guys are shooting over there too, so we'll see.
It's time that the Obama administration treats WikiLeaks for what it is, a terrorist organization whose continued operation threatens our security. Shut it down.
Information terrorism, which leads to people getting killed, is terrorism. And Julian Assange is engaged in terrorism. He should be treated as an enemy combatant. WikiLeaks should be closed down permanently and decisively.
It also published the Afghan war diaries, exposing how Western coalition forces had killed hundreds of civilians in unreported incidents during strikes aimed at the Taliban.
This disclosure is not just an attack on America's foreign policy interests. It is an attack on the international community.
In 2011, whistleblowers shocked the world with thousands of documents detailing the gruesome and inhumane treatment of Guantanamo inmates. It emerged that dozens of prisoners were being held illegally, while others were tortured during their interrogations. Moving forward to last year, and the NSA files proving that the US intelligence agency had been spying on Washington's allies. The documents explained how America had carried out surveillance on French presidents and how Germany had assisted in snooping on European citizens and companies. Throwing a spanner in the works of this year's US presidential race, WikiLeaks released nearly 20,000 emails from the Democratic National Committee, with communications suggesting the Democrats had conspired to end Bernie Sanders' chance of winning the party's nomination. More than 10 million documents have been leaked to date, embarrassing individuals and cornering national administrations. WikiLeaks has changed the face of journalism. So what's next?
Now, the UK could be about to pull out of the European Convention on Human Rights in a bid to protect its troops from prosecution. And that story and more after a short break.